Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for today's Blue Dot vlog. What I want to share today was inspired by a quote by Albert Camus, the writer, the French writer and existentialist, that was passed on to me by my friend Andy here in Crested Butte, Colorado. So shout out to Andy, this was awesome. It was really shocking how beautiful this was, considering the source. If any of you have read Camus, I don't know about you, but I associate him with darkness and torment, not light and love. So surprise to all of us, this is something he wrote. So here goes. In the midst of hate, I found there was within me an invincible love. In the midst of tears, I found there was within me an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invincible calm. I realized through it all that in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer. And that makes me happy. For it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me there's something stronger, something better, pushing right back. Oh my goodness. These words just really moved me to tears. I can't believe that he wrote them. And he must have for a moment glimpsed this truth, this incredible truth that we do, every single one of us, have something inside of us that he calls invincible. But the word that always comes to me is irrepressible. Because it's really, this has been really the exploration and the learning for me in these last 2 years of health challenges, is seeing over and over again that irrepressible thing in me, and then also seeing it in Jason, my husband and partner, that we keep coming home to over and over, that just can't seem to be squashed no matter how dark things look. But the truth is that what inspires me most at the moment is seeing it so clearly and so touchingly in other people. As I look out at our community, starting with our community of friends, it just moves me so much to see in a number of places this irrepressible spirit come through among friends who are navigating really almost unthinkable hardships. My friend Elizabeth, shout out to you, Elizabeth, who lost her husband unexpectedly in June of 2020. And despite the crushing grief that she's experienced in this last 15 months or so, I see in her over and over something irrepressible that keeps her going. And it moves me so much to see that, and to see that strength in her. Our friends, Phil and Michelle, also shout out to you, I hope you're listening, who after a year of being on the front lines of COVID as physicians, one an ER physician and the other an ICU physician, both just going through the trenches of this virus, who at the end of that, not the end, but in the midst of all of that, had their 17-year-old have an unexpected and freak accident that left him largely paralyzed. Long story, but suffice it to say that I see the most irrepressible strength in both of them, and also in their son. It's no matter how hard this has been, and it has been crushingly difficult for all of them, they are irrepressible at heart. And that just really blows me away. I am just blown away by their strength. And I look out there at our community, and I want to also make a shout out to my friend Bridget up in Canada. Bridget, I hope you're listening too, who has had such difficult health issues for so many years, really decades, that would have left most people just rolled up in a ball and giving up and barely leaving the house. But not my friend Bridget. My friend Bridget keeps unleashing her irrepressible zest for life over and over, despite the fact that life keeps pushing on her. She pushes back, and it pushes on her, and she pushes back, and she keeps showing up with this beautiful smile and amazing zest for life and travel and for her family. And it's humbling. It's really, really humbling. Now, in addition to our friends who are navigating such hard times, and they're not the only ones, there are others, but those are the ones that really I felt moved to share about today. We also have friends and colleagues in our community, in our wider circle, who in their own ways are celebrating this irrepressible human spirit in ways that really touch me. And one was actually just this morning. I woke up to an email from our friend Scott Johnson. So shout out to Scott Johnson in Boulder, Colorado, who founded the World Singing Day, which is coming up actually October 16th. And it's a beautiful worldwide celebration of singing. And I would take that a step further and say through singing of the irrepressible human spirit, this beautiful thing that we all share, that is about all of humanity. And there was a little clip of this year's song, and it was so touching. And I know that this year's World Singing Day is going to be just as beautiful as the last few. And so thank you, Scott, for putting such a beautiful, moving thing out in the world. And then lastly, I've been really moved by our colleague, Rob Cook, who has created this podcast to celebrate people in the Three Principles community, people who are doing incredible work. And I've been listening to a number of these podcasts as I've been a little bit laid low, a lot laid low in the last number of weeks. And I've heard these stories that have left me teary, truthfully, that have touched me so deeply. Stories of people who have just shown such unbelievable spirit and such irrepressible love, honestly, for others, for humanity. And I've loved listening to them. I would recommend it really highly. His podcast is called We're Listening, and it's in collaboration with the Three Principles Global Community. And if you're looking for particular episodes, I was so touched by the episode with Derek Mason, with Jacqueline Hollows, both in the UK, Omar Wilson, all three of them associated with an amazing program called Beyond Recovery. Also here in Colorado, the episode with Sarah Costin, who's written a lovely book. All of them just touched me really deeply and all speak to this irrepressible thing inside of us. And so all of that just keeps reminding me, and I hope reminding you, that we all have this incredible thing within us that keeps pointing us over and over again, no matter how dark things get, no matter how much, as Kemi says, the world pushes on us. We have this thing that pushes back and brings us back to love and brings us back to wisdom, our inner innate wisdom, and brings us back to joy and connection, brings us back to something celebratory in ourselves and celebrating others. And that's just extraordinary. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's what this is all about. And I've been so touched by it that I simply couldn't help sharing today. So thanks for listening, and until next time.